The cat house. Good morning. Ronnie says I'm in the cat house too much. Good morning, folks. Good morning, Jacob, Diane, Lisa, Chris. Good morning, guys. Happy New Year to all you folks out there this morning, okay? Happy New Year to all y'all. Uh, Deanna, good morning. Good morning. Deborah Barnes, good morning, baby. Uh, yeah, Happy New Year to all you folks. Today's Friday. If you folks, probably some of y'all are back to work, I don't know, but today's Friday. It'll be okay. It's Friday. Yeah, good morning, Mojo. Good morning, Kim, Marsha, uh, Lori, Lisa, Ronnie, Neil. Good morning, buddy. I'm just waiting before it starts. Good morning, Angel. Michelle, thank you, Mojo. I appreciate that so much. Thank you so much. Good morning. All right, they're kind of going kind of fast now. Uh, so if I don't call your name, it's not because I'm ignoring you, Amy. I'm not ignoring you, Amy. It's just the names go fast sometimes, and I can't catch them all. I don't always even get see the message, although the message is written a little bit bigger letters. Hello, Mans. Good morning. Molly Meredith. It's day one. All right. Molly Meredith. I love it. Thank you so much. Uh, yeah, Toya, I hope you recover. I'm not sure what's happened with Toya, but we'll put her on our prayer list. Sure will. She needs what's on there. Trying to build it back up. We lost all of our names, and we're getting them back on there slowly. Look at Dapper PawPaw. Thank you so much there. Ronnie, you hear that? Dapper PawPaw. Red, I like the color code, match. Ronnie, you know how it is. When you're stylish, when you're a stylish man, like me. Good morning, guys. I tell you what, it's very nice out here today. I come out on the porch this morning, my old gym shorts on and my t-shirt, and it was just nice. I started to do my morning thing out there, but I thought the little cats need to see their pawpaw right off. So we're out here in the cat house again. We probably will eventually get back out to the camper or the porch or, wherever I can get a signal. Morning, Steve and Sue. Good morning to y'all guys. I got to call Ronnie Sweet Ronnie because he got upset because it's Sweet Steve and Sweet Jimmy, Sweet Thomas. What about Sweet Ronnie? Okay, Ronnie, Sweet Ronnie. Yeah, I love him. Yeah, Happy New Year to you, Carla. Happy New Year to you, sweetie. Red is my color? You think so? Oh, well, thank you. I may have to get more red. More red. 28 somewhere. Whew, that's too cold for me. I don't know if it's warming up on you guys up right. Yeah, I haven't even watched the weather in the last couple of days. There's been so much going on, New Year's and cooking the dinner and stuff. And tell y'all about that dinner yesterday. you know, uh, we have cabbage, black eyed peas, and something to go with it every year. This year we had corned beef hash, and I love corned beef hash. I was raised on it. We had it pretty doggone often. I love it. And by the way, a lady asked me this morning, she said, I didn't know you could get diced potatoes. You can get them sliced. You can get them whole in a can. In a can. Yeah, you sure can. At least around here. But anyway, everybody is just not happy with cabbage. So G said, well, we got to have some cabbage. So we'll do a coleslaw. God love her. I love coleslaw. And a lot of them did. But then there's some that rather had the cabbage. So I said, G, and some don't want cabbage. Next year, I said, we'll have to do both. We'll have coleslaw and we'll have cooked cabbage like we always do. And so many different ways you guys cook cabbage. A lady told me this morning of a way they do it. She takes a head of cabbage. Oh, you do pork and sauerkraut. I love sauerkraut, but I like sauerkraut cold. That's it. I can eat sauerkraut out of a can. I love it. She takes a head of lettuce, cores it, and then quarters it up, butters it, and salt and peppers these quarters, and wraps them in tinfoil and puts them on the grill. She said they love it. And that sounds, you like your fried cabbage with bacon. Yeah, that's good. I think that's how Tina does hers, with bacon or ham or something. That's awesome, yeah. And Tina said, I wish I'd have brought my cabbage. I wish you had it too, baby. Everybody been happy. But black-eyed peas, you know, I have never been a fan of black-eyed peas. I know you can dope them up and get them a little spiced up a little bit, and there are different ways of doing that, and they got to have it. They got to have something. But that's a plain old black-eyed pea, just don't cut it. It just don't cut it, not with me. Anyway, we spiced them up a little bit. They all got to eat. So, cabbage steaks, I've never tried that. Yeah, Steve's not the only one that don't like cabbage. I like cabbage. A lot of folks don't. He's not by himself. But there's different ways to try it, maybe, and it might be better. Yeah, dirt peas. Dirt peas. Yeah, they don't have a lot of taste to them. Seriously, they don't. Unless you got to put something with them. You got to put something in there with them. The worst thing about the old corned beef is the old cans that come in. Now, someone told me you can get a can opener just for that kind of stuff. We don't open enough for them to have that kind of can opener. I don't think a regular can opener would make that turn. It may. I've never tried it. But them little old keys that you turn it with, they be careful. You can cut yourself with them. They sharp, and just turning that stuff, that edge is sharp. Good morning there, guys. Mary Coker, good morning. Cabbage steaks. I'm guessing you slice them down in like a steak and do something with them. Cornbread's not cheap. It's not cheap no more. It's not the cheapest bread you can get anymore. Yeah, I make good cornbread. Now, I use packages. I don't pour the cornmeal in and mixing it up with all that stuff. I just we get the packages. She likes a sweet cornbread, and she always gets something that has sweet yellow cornbread. And but I can make cornbread. It all gets eaten. And God love them, little old Carly and little old Coda Bear both. They love cornbread, and she comes out on the porch where me and Rob are sitting and talking. Little Carly did, and she had this chunk of cornbread with her, and she's saying, and she says, I love cornbread. And Rob says, yeah, I know. And she says, it's all gone. That's all. Poor baby. I said, I should go in there and make her a whole pan and let her take it home with her. And I think I'm going to, next time we do cornbread, or I know they're coming, I'm going to make a little pan of cornbread just for her and that little girl, Coda Bear, to take home with them. They love cornbread. They walk around with cornbread all day long if you let them have it. It's kind of like little Coda Bear. Forget which day it was. Must have been Christmas. No, it wasn't Christmas dinner. We eat Tina's. One of the meals we had here, we had some rolls left over. Maybe in one of the night games or something. I forget. But there's some rolls left over, and she loves bread too. So she said, "Can I have some bread?" And well, yeah, baby, you know. So she's in there. She's got them like in her hand, and she's stacking them up under her neck. Get her a bag to put them in. She take them with her. She was stacking them up under her neck. Yeah, and honey your cornbread. Yeah, you can do that too. And put it back in the oven for a few minutes. I bet that is good. Paint a little bit on the tops. Wonder how it'd go with that bacon grease. May be good. The ads are bad today. I'm sorry. I don't have anything to do with ads, okay? It don't show ads on mine. Now and then want to come across the screen at the top, but very seldom. And I'll reach up and push it out of the way. But ads don't come on here. I have nothing to do with the ads, guys. That's not anything to do with us. Oh yeah. Good morning, Jennifer. Yeah, bacon grease. Yeah, you put a little bacon grease on that bottom of that pan, and then when it gets starting to get hard on the top, just take your little paintbrush, paint a little bit on the top. Ooh. Yeah, the ads do help. I mean, I guess the ads what pay for all this, I guess, you know. But anyway, they, I don't know. I have nothing to do with them. But anyway, now listen, we're going to have some birthdays. I know there's some birthdays out there today. I sent a birthday wish to a friend of mine last night. Tell you a quick story about him. His name is Wes White. And Wes was a teacher with me. We had two shops, and we kind of shared them, you might say. But he had an office, I had an office. And when they brought Wes in, I'd been there for years and years and years. And they brought him in to fill in, to take over a guy that moved on, the other shop teacher. And they called me down for the interview. I had nothing to do with the interviews, you know, but, you know, they wanted me to sit in. And they had, I think, 2 or 3 different guys came to be interviewed, and I just sat there and listened to them talk, you know. And anyway, when they all left and everything was over, the principal says, which one did you like best, Mr. Marcus? You know, I'm going to have to work with them, you know, because we share the shop. I said, well, they're all nice guys, I'm sure. You know, a couple of them, one of them right out of college. Now, and later on, he did come back. Last name was Rudloff. Yeah, Rudloff. I can't remember his first name. Nice guy, young guy. But I said, I like this Mr. White myself. He's a cowboy. Yeah. And she said, and then she brushed his lashes because he's a cowboy. He said, no, I said, I do think kids, plus he's a preacher. You know, I said, I think the kids will respect him. And I think, you know, he can tell some tales that's going to be interesting to him also, you know, plus to teach the class. And Wes was a good teacher. They hired him, and he was a good teacher. And never cursed, never saw him get upset. But he had one student, it's a girl. And Wes was kind of a small guy. And this girl was kind of a big girl. And well, she's big as I was. But I got along with her, and her name was, I can't remember her whole name, but they called her T. And her initial T. But she was kind of rough with Mr. White. And he'd send her to the office. She'd just laugh about it and go down, and nothing was being done with her behavior, because she'd just stand up in class and start disrupting whatever he was trying to do, and get the class completely off track. And I know he had concerns about it, and we'd talk about it. And I said, look, go down and tell him, put her over in my class. You know, I'll deal with her. And he asked them over and over and over. For some reason, they would not do it. And it wasn't a conflict of her schedule, because he'd have had her same time I would have had her. She switched, you know. And finally, he had so much of it, he couldn't take it no more. Seriously, she was just really tough on him. And he told him, if you don't move her, do something with her, I'm going to leave here. I'm going to leave her. Good morning, guys. Make a story short. And sure enough, they never did nothing. So one Friday evening, he told him, he said, yeah, if she's still in my class come Friday, I'm gone. Well, they didn't take it serious. And he brought me his keys that Friday evening and said, Bud, I ain't going to be back. I don't blame you, dude. You know. So Monday morning, I didn't say a word, wasn't in my business. Monday morning, his class sitting outside the door, they looking, where's Mr. White? Where's Mr. White? Well, he quit. He quit. What? He told y'all, you don't do something with her. And thank you there, Ricardo. Thanks so much. So anyway, they had to start looking for another teacher, and they were so upset with him. They should have been upset with themselves. He pleaded with them. Pecans in your cornbread. I've never heard of it. It may be good. But anyway, whatever. They got a new teacher, and so I called him one night because he also wrote an article for this here horse magazine, and I can't recall the magazine, but monthly magazine. He had an article every month because he trained horses also. That's why I say he was a very interesting guy, and he sang guitar, yeah, he's good at it. But I called one night, and his wife answers the phone, and she don't recognize. I didn't say who I was. I said, "Is Mr. White there?" She said, "Yes, he is." I said, "Can I speak to him about an article he wrote today?" She said, "Yeah." And it was about calming down or settling down young fillies that don't want to act right, how to settle them down. He gets on the phone and says, "Yes, sir." I says, "I was reading your article, Mr. White." He says, and he didn't recognize me. I said, "This article says you can settle these wild fillies down. They don't act right." "Oh, yeah." He said, "Ain't none of them impossible." I said, "None of them?" He said, "No, not none of them." I said, "What about tea?" And he said, "Silence." "Is this Gene?" Yeah. And he almost cursed. That's a good story. Anyway, hello, Mr. Dapper. Thank you so much, Don. I'm looking dapper. I feel dapper. I feel dapper today. The weather's nice. I'm going to go back and do my project I got going, and I'm not going to say a whole lot about it because you ain't got the video yet. I think you get it Monday, because tomorrow, you may get some of it tomorrow because I don't know, we got enough stuff a whole lot of stuff to we'll open some stuff, but may have to put it with something, okay? But give some goodies on Saturday, but we'll see. That's a quick story. All right, Paul's birthday was yesterday, and Linda's got a birthday today, evidently. So here we go. Y'all hang on. Let me get my trusty pen out here. Get these birthdays wrote down real quick. All right, we got Paul and Linda. Anybody else? Paul and Linda. I got two names so far. Birthdays. We ain't gonna worry about Paul. These guys can control themselves. It's them women. You gotta watch them. They'll send you. I take it back. Take it back. Thank you there, mans. You're awesome. Brenda's feeling better today. Making bread for people that need it. Awesome. Uncle Ronnie and Aunt Vera. Oh, I'd hate him to be my uncle. Uncle Ronnie's coming today. Oh, Lord. Ian, I'm not sure how it is. Ian has a birthday today. Okay. Chris got a birthday. Boy, a lot of guys. I'm guessing Chris is a guy. Yeah, lots of birthdays. Well, guys have birthdays too, guys. We get older. 22, Sue. Stay warm, sweetie. Vicky, I'm going to do it. You just remind me. Chris is a girl? All right. Put him over. Chris is a girl. Well, we got to worry about her now. You might, Jennifer, don't bite nobody. Now stop biting. Don't mess with the new teacher. Oh, no, she did not. He was a big guy. Big German descent guy. Rudolph, his last name, Rudolph. She did not mess with him. I think he put the fear in her pretty good. Just his voice. Oh, I liked him too. Oh, yeah. Jennifer doesn't bite? Well, I hope. All right, yeah. Good morning to the chat fam. Thank you. Peggy Irvin, I hope you're feeling better, sweetie. I hope you're feeling better. And I've turned this thing upside down. I hope I don't mess up my names on the backside. Linda Post. Yeah, Peggy Irvin's back on here today. Hope she's feeling better. There's Ricardo. Good morning, Ricardo. Hope the husband doesn't bite you. Oh, he ain't gonna bite you. Well, he may bite you just for the heck of it. We sometimes just bite. Thinks they need a good bite. Mariah, is it Mariah? M-O-R-I-A? Mariah? I'm just guessing. Good morning, Dot. I didn't see what you said. Are we going to be able to see something? I didn't get to read that whole thing. Oh, well, thank you, Vicki. I appreciate that. You guys, was it yesterday I was late? Was it yesterday I was late? Sorry. Ronnie said, I thought you probably drank tea. I don't drink, Ronnie. Well, it just this. And I didn't stay, well, I stayed up there after midnight, but he just had a problem getting it to load up. As Dustin started renovating, no, but I'll tell you what, I had a great, Woody, do not get up there and mess up. I had a great visit with, Dustin had to work yesterday, but Jill was here, and she was telling us, somebody, I think it was Rob or somebody asked her about a timeline. They have a timeline on the house, and she said, well, yes, they do. She says next week or so, that Dustin's off day, they're going to, I don't know what all they're going to do to the floor. They're going to, clean the floors all up. They're going to take that paint off the floors, and I guess they're going to sand them all down good, and do something with the floors. I forget what she said they're going to do. But the timeline is they want to be moved in before school or by the time school's out. And I can't wait. They have not sold their house yet. What are you doing, buddy? I'm sorry. They're right here. I don't think their house is even on the market yet. They're still debating. Steph, the real estate broker or whatever, and she's telling them they can sell it or they can even rent it. They can you can set these things up with these rent places where people come in and inspect them even, and they use that rent money toward the note. But like Buddy pointed out, well, you got to be careful renting because sometimes renters don't take care of nothing, and then you don't want a nice home. Houses like they got it brand new to be damaged, by someone that's just don't care. So they're still debating on what they're going to do on that. But yeah, it should sell fast if they put it back on the market. They may not make nothing off of it, but they can get unloaded. Get it out of their name and stuff. Saving a lot of money per month. They pay a big house note. It's in a new subdivision. Well, it's only 7 or 8 years old. It's subdivision. It's all big homes, and but so yeah, they'll do that eventually. They'll get that worked out. Stain the floors. I didn't know exactly what she wanted to do with the floors. That's fine, but they said they're gonna work on the floors and they're gonna get the upstairs done. They're gonna fix the washroom, the laundry room where they want it, and they get the kitchen all put back in like they want the kitchen done. With the new countertops and all that stuff. And then she said it's just a matter of some little things, and they'll hire a few things like they want to get some recessed lighting. Sounds good. And they'll hire someone to come in and do that kind of stuff. But the timeline they think is going to be before school's out, and I'm very excited. Uh, Christian, Chris Ann, I don't like that. I'm going to write down as I saw it. Chris Ann, I don't know. There's a long word there. Happy birthday. I got it wrote down. Just concerned, but thank you, Patricia. I appreciate that. I've had a couple of times this stuff's happened. It didn't load up, it didn't get posted, and I don't know, just some issues there. But I didn't have a lot. It should have posted up pretty quick. But anyway, it's on there. I come out late. I think I had to get it set up for 9 o'clock. I didn't realize it didn't post until all of a sudden I'm getting phone calls. Ronnie called me and wanted to know, or was I okay? I said, well, yeah. What's wrong? What's wrong with you? Well, you ain't on this. I said, oh, well, Lord, I don't know what happened. So anyway, it is what it is. But yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, I was late to the party. Now listen, Ronnie, I'm not spreading falsehoods about you, bud. You know I love you. And Thomas will always be bona fide. Yeah, once you get bona fide, you're in. That's like Buster bona fide. Yeah, that thrilled me, Kimmy. It did. When they said about 2026, what they wishing for, whatever, or their hopes or whatever, or what's exciting to them. He says, I'm coming home, and I love that because he was raised over here, and that just thrilled me. Sorry, Debbie. You can hook up with us, sweetie. You can hook up with us if you can stand it. I'm real happy with my family. I'm real proud of my family. Every one of them. Now, but that don't mean we always get along. If you think of that, you're wrong, because sometimes we get crossways a little bit. We say or do something maybe somebody didn't really like or didn't appreciate, and it's nothing personal. Everybody has their own. We're all individuals. But we all love each other. We get over. Thomas is spreading. What's he spreading there, Ronnie? What's he spreading? Fertilizer? Here's the thing about Ronnie and Thomas, guys. Y'all may not understand. They're friends. I know they're friends. Thomas lives in Alaska. Ronnie lives in Louisiana. Way apart, thankfully. I'm kind of in the middle. Well, in Texas, but I'm still kind of in the middle, and I get caught in the middle of there going back and forth. And for some reason, it'll always say, PawPaw said. I'm innocent. I'm innocent. Yeah, Cassidy loves Dan. Dan can pick her up, and she ain't going to go to nobody else. She want to go to her mama. But it's funny how she recognizes people. When we got her during the day, she'd be there in her little chair looking around watching us. And when we look at her, she'll smile. And people come in, and she's first got to figure out who they are. She'll look at them, just kind of study them. Dust comes in to pick her up and eat, and he opens that door. She sees him, this little smile, just as big as she can be. She loves her daddy. But if Dan's got her, she won't go to nobody. No, I can't think. Ronnie, don't. All right, I'm not gonna get involved in Ronnie and Yukon Tom's arguments this morning. I'm sweet PawPaw here. Yeah, they called him Uncle PawPaw. He can't be her PawPaw. He could. He don't care. But he's got grandkids. But he says, kind of like him, I'm your daddy's uncle, so I just be your Uncle PawPaw. Yeah, I thought that was cute. Uncle PawPaw. She may grow up saying that too. You know what? She may grow up and say, I'm gonna go see Uncle PawPaw today. she won't have far to go. It's across the yard. Yeah. Everybody, this is their last week. Everybody's off. I think Jill and Lou and everybody all goes back to work Monday. The kids, I don't think, go back until Tuesday or Wednesday. So, yeah, I bet you, he does. He has a huge heart. All the kids love him. All the kids love Lester. Especially all the older kids around Lester growing up. You know, they got some wild tales to tell you about Lester. Lester Ketchum and Tony and Dustin and all of them and Buddy and all of them. He'd always do stuff to them. And quick story about that. You know, Lester starts telling scary stories. He'll scare himself. And Buddy had some of his little friends. There's kids down camping in our old camp house. And Lester slipped down there at night after it got pretty late, you know, and go scare them. And the camp house up in the air, you know, it's on piling. And you got a broom handle or something, you get up underneath real quiet, thump on the bottom, thump, thump, thump. And they'd get quiet and it's listening. You'd go over the other edge of the camp house and it thump, thump. Well, next thing you know, one little boy's crying. It's sad. Well, then Lester felt sorry for him, so he lets them know it's him. By that time, he done got scared. He ain't coming home in the dark, so he had to spend the night with them. He done got scared himself. Yeah, yeah. They all, and then he used to catch them and tie them up to stuff, and torture them. Yeah. And so one day, they play a trick on me. They said, "Can we tie you up so you can get loose?" He said, "Well, yeah." So they tie him up to a tree or telephone pole or something out here. Tony and Dustin and I think Buddy and all those boys. They tied him up. They tied him good, and he was really tied up good. He couldn't get loose. There's nobody here but them, and I guess I was here somewhere. And they pulled his pants down around his ankles. Here he's tied up to a pole out there, butt naked. Here comes his mama home. And she sees him out there. And, what you doing? They tied me up, Mom. Don't look. She had to back up to him, get hold of his old pants and pull them up. He won't tell you that story, but she tells it good, better than I can. And then I had to untie him. And them boys left here. They knew when he got loose, he could be mad. Naked left here, yeah. All right, it's my foot now. Little Monty, he likes to come over here and play on my foot. And I'm wearing shorts this morning, and he'll start come up my leg here in a minute. And he'll scratch the heck out of me. Lester told you that story. All right, good. You're on your second day of retirement? Yes, congratulations. You know, it changes your mental outlook on stuff. Money usually is less. The money goes down, you know, but if you're set up for it or you're kind of ready for it, you know, or you're prepared for that money to get less than what it was when you was working, and then it's okay. When they told me, when I got my letter from the state, like in January, it says I was eligible for retire, and my attitude changed. Although I couldn't afford to completely retire, but I could. And I knew then I'm gonna finish the year up, and then I'm gonna just drive a bus. You know, just drive a bus, and I did. Yes, it was sad about Kim's ghost. Very sad. Very, very sad. But I did finish the year up. I retired, and they asked me to come back. No, I'm going to try my retirement. And but they also, I knew I had the bus driving job waiting on me, so I just drove a bus from then on. And I like coming home in the middle of the day. Yeah, Kim, it's the same way with Kim as it was that morning I go out and I find little Owen, little Dot, and that little group of goats. been murdered. Seriously, just murdered for the heck of it. And not from something hungry, but just something wanting to kill, a game. And when you get these old stray dogs running around, and they probably belong to somebody. That's a sad thing. They may not be strays. They may belong somewhere if somebody don't keep them up. But if you did something to one of them dogs, oh, that's my best dog. That's a kid's dog. Well, where was he last night? Where was he night before last? Oh, well, that's right. Take care of your stupid dogs, Keep them up. But they're always big dogs. Little dogs can't do that kind of damage. And just like that day I was out there at that service station, I think it's 5 or 6 walked through there, big dogs. Some of them probably had homes, and some of them were just strays, But they get together. It's kind of like one kid may not do nothing, unsupervised. But you get several of them together, you may have a problem, They'll do stuff. I remember once I had a cousin, God love him, he's passed now, he lived in town. And we wasn't innocent because we lived out here in the country. But there was some things we never thought about doing. And he come to visit one weekend. And, out in the country, there's not a lot to do. In town, them kids, they went up and down the streets, walked around, played around. His mom and dad both worked, who knows. And he said, hey, I got a game we can play. Okay, what is it? Yeah. And he said, get a couple of empty cans. We'll put rocks in a time on the fence post out there to a string across the road. The car come by, hits that string, and jerk them rocks into the car. And my daddy had beat me to death, boy. We ain't gonna do that. But that's the kind of stuff other kids might tell. One dog may have told his other dog, hey, let's go get a goat. They're fun. But anyway, it's bad. Very bad. And I think little Owen almost every day. And I'd walk outside, holler, Owen, and he would come running for that back of that pasture there, running fast. That little guy going, he was faster than any of them. And little ears just a flopping. He come running to his daddy, his PawPaw. And you fall in love with little animals like that. And Kim's same with hers, even when they get grown. It's like these 2 sisters, these 3 sisters out here. I love them, and all of them, Sophie and all that bunch. You'd hate to see something happen to them. She talked to the sheriff's department, and they told her what to do. If they hit her killing stuff, what she could do. They don't have a dog catcher in Liberty County. She said they're trying to work up something done about the dogs, stray dogs run up and down the roads. So, hopefully, if they come back, hopefully they don't come back. But anyway, I told Kim, I've helped Kim fix up her little stall, and it's similar to one I have out here. I pin mine in every night. I wished I'd had them pinned inside the corral, but the dogs dug under. But now they're in this little barn, sealed up. I think pretty doggone good. It's got a concrete floor they can't dig in, and tall walls. I don't think they'd try to climb over. So by goes, I pin them every night. That's what Kim's doing too now. So I think it'll work. It's a little bit more work than just putting them in. Especially, I'm going to sneeze. If I start sneezing, I'm going to quit this thing, okay? If I start sneezing. I'm trying. All right. Let's, before we get too far along, yeah, I think you're right. People want puppies. They come out in the country and they all get a puppy. They all got to have a puppy. The thing I don't understand is almost every house out here has a yard, nice yards. Keep them in the yard. You go by, the gates are all closed. But I guess they let the dogs out every morning, or they just let them out. Let them go have some fun. Yeah. But they get them as puppies, they get older, and they don't want them. It's like some of these folks, these snakes. I've read articles about some folks over in different states would get, especially like in Florida and places, they'd get these exotic snakes. They're little, and I can't stand a snake. I could not think about it. I didn't want to wrap around my neck, but they do. But all of a sudden, one day they wake up and that snake's 6, 8, 10 foot long. And they take him, let's just give him freedom. And now look at the problem they got in Florida. Them snakes down there in Everglades eating up everything they got, you know. And they're spreading. They're spreading. So you're right, Michelle. You're exactly right. If you can't take care of something, you shouldn't have it. All right. Yeah, pythons. That's right. Yeah. Yeah, and all kinds of stuff like that. Woody, stop. Y'all stop that. Y'all stop playing. Yeah, a lot of folks get a little pup. It's all happy, it's fun, and then it gets older and older, and it's not the cuddly little thing it was. And well, it's time for a new puppy. Here I'm talking. We got 6. We got 6, but we love all 6 of ours. They not going nowhere. It's hard to sit there and talk to them cats playing all around my feet, all over this floor. Let's do our, any more people on the prayer list? I'm going to run my names through you, okay? Listen, I know there's more people out there because I lost a bunch of the list. We got Derek and Peggy, both Peggy's, okay? Both Peggy's. Peggy Irvin and Peggy Coleman both. Kim and Connie and Cynthia, Lee and Michael, Nita, Gabe, Cookie, and Charlotte. Now, I know there's more. And for our little animals, I'm going to give you those names real quick, okay? There's Bo, and there's Baby, and there's Haley, there's Max, there's Buster, not my Buster. He got prayers here a while back. Got him going again. Bubba, Lacey, and Cooper. So keep them, okay? All right, Cheryl wants prayer, okay? Cheryl, hang on. All right, Christina. Miss Smiley. Okay. Snowing terrible in Ohio on the lake. I bet it is. I bet the lake effects up there. Well, I've seen on TV. Yeah, that snow piles up. It'll pile up. We don't get those kind of snows down here at all, ever. But y'all stop playing. Derek, okay, Derek. Okay. Susan. Yeah. And, you know, you can just pray for everybody that needs the prayer. You know, God knows who needs them. Don't forget Vera. Chickens, add your chickens to prayer list. What's going on with your chickens? I hope, or maybe you said children. I said chickens. Well, I hope everything's okay. Terry Bodine. Yeah, Terry. And Dot. Yeah, don't forget Dot. Yeah, we all can stand a blessing, can't we? Sure can. I'm blessed. I can't complain. I'm blessed. You know, we have some folks in our family has health issues at times, you know, but we've been blessed. We sure have. Woody, leave them alone. Stop wrestling with them. Oh, that Woody. Mary. Okay. 10 inches of snow in Michigan. Wow, 10 inches. Yeah, I've seen that, Mary, up around the lake effect snow. They have there's tons of snow falls up there. I guess that coming off that lake, that moisture and stuff. Uh, okay, all right. Now let's talk about our birthdays real quick. Okay, Deborah Barnes. Okay, I put Deborah on here. Okay, Oshkosh. Oshkosh. How you say it? Oshkosh. 6 degrees in Wisconsin. I was talking to Thomas one morning. He was on his way to Costco to do some shopping. It's 8 degrees in a t-shirt. Oh, that's what he said. Ronnie says he lies. I can't believe that, Ronnie. Got you, Deborah. Uh, yeah, I colded it up there this morning, Thomas. Actually, sometimes it's colder down here than it is up there. That's kind of crazy, ain't it? But they get some wild weather up there. I guarantee you. Plus earthquakes. Yes, Woody wants to play with the babies constantly. Coming in here and they start chasing him. He chases them. He loves to play with these little cats. Pamela. Okay, Pamela. Pamela's been through some stressful times. That's something we probably all, at some point in our lives, can relate to as stress. Different things going on in your life, at work or with family or in health or whatever. Tom's trying to get the temperature up in his igloo. Just get you out another bearskin, bud. Roll up in it. Gail. Okay, Gail. All right. Okay, here we go. We're going to do our songs. I've got Ian and Chris, Paul, Linda, and Maria, and Chris Ann. Okay? So I'm going to sing. We'll try to do them all, or we try to break them in two, okay? I think Ian's a guy and Paul's a guy. We'll do them separate. Guys won't hurt themselves. Here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Ian and Paul. Happy birthday to you. Cha, cha, cha. Now, here goes with the girls. Be careful. Here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Linda, Maria, Chris, and Chris Ann. Happy birthday to you. Cha, cha, cha. There you go. All right. I think probably our worst incident was Carla. Not only bit herself, bit her lip about half off. She bit her husband. Seth couldn't get away. He'll learn when it's birthday time for her to leave town. Yeah, if I'm going to sing to her. All right. Is Thomas married? Well, I'm going to speak for Thomas. He's not married. Thomas is a single man. I don't know if he's looking for a wife or not. I don't know if normal women could stand an igloo. You might not be able to stand it. But no, Thomas is not married. He's been in Alaska. I'll tell you a little bit about Thomas. Not only is he a good man, been in Alaska for like 20-something years. He's from down the south. No southern gentleman. Went north to Alaska. Y'all heard that song? Going north to Alaska. That's what happened to Thomas. Yeah, Ronnie says he got some friends to warm him up. I don't know. That's just what Ronnie says. I don't know all the personal stuff. I just know he's up there, been there for 20-something years. He's single, lives in an igloo, wraps up in bearskin. So if a woman wants to go up there and wrap up in a bearskin with him, hey. Now, the thing is, you got to pack firewood. You got to be willing to pack firewood in. We've been trying. Oh yeah, 62 years up there. Said I'm sorry. Yeah, I said 20. So yeah, he went up there when he was 20-something years old. Yeah, and so he's been there for a while. He's an elderly gentleman like myself. You know, well, yeah, you can see. Yeah, I know a lot. You know, when I was young, I'm serious here. Well, I still got a few minutes. When I was young, two things I thought about. One was having a dairy farm. I did. Yeah, and probably fortunate that I didn't, because that's a 7-day-a-week job. But stop, leave him alone. But another one was going to Alaska. They're not together, not going to be a dairy farm in Alaska, but those things used to cross my mind a lot. And I always thought that'd be so neat going up there in Alaska, you know. And back then they had these homestead deals. Back then you could get 160 acres, I think, just for living there and clearing it, you know, taking care of it, improving it. But I never wanted to leave Plum Grove either. So there I am, you know. I couldn't bring Alaska here. Oh, Ronnie, no, it's all about, here we go, Steve. Steve, don't listen to him. I'll tell you a little bit about Steve real quick. Steve lives over in Tennessee, him and Susan. He's a master gardener. He just retired here this past year and loving every minute of it. So see, Ronnie, I'll tell you about Steve. And I can tell you about Sweet Jimmy. Sweet Jimmy lives in Louisiana, not too far from Ronnie. Just taught Ronnie everything he knows about life. Yeah. And he has a store. He's single. He's single. Younger guy. Yeah, and he knows all about gardens and hothouse, greenhouses and all that kind of stuff, and plants and stuff. Very smart man. Now, what can I tell you about Ronnie? And y'all have heard lots of stories about Ronnie, you know, and a lot of them I shudder to tell again. And I haven't seen Billy on here yet this morning, William, a.k.a. Billy. I get messages from Billy. He's a nice guy, too, so I'm going to call him Sweet Billy. Oh, Sweet Billy's over in Georgia. He's retired state trooper just this past year. Has cattle and a farm, raises crops, corn, and does real well. And I think his son works with him, and they run a pretty good sized operation. Now, I'm not sure if I could tell you about anybody else besides Dot. I know a lot about Dot, Dorothy. She's like a home nurse, travels 6-7 days a week to her clients, gets home at night, has to shovel snow sometimes in the winter to get out and feed her animals. Got a beautiful little farm. See, I know a little bit about a lot of folks. Dot's a sweetheart, and she tries to take too much care of me, and I'd like to just spank her, but she's married, so I can't. I can't go around spanking married women. If the husband's around, sure can't. Just pick it. Don't get upset now. Yeah. So, and And there's Mans. Mans lives in England. See, I know a little bit about a lot of you folks. She lives in England over there. And there's Carla, the biter. See, I know a little bit about her. She's married to Seth, the bitty. She's the biter, and he's the bitty. I play on big words sometimes. Being an educator. Yeah, there's Peggy. Peggy Coleman lives up North Carolina. And she has a farm, beautiful farm. And lets me know when it snows, she's cold. Vera, I do know about you. Vera's a single lady. Lives up in Michigan. Sweet, sweet lady. Very supportive of my little channel here. And I love her. And Dan's a good man, Ronnie said. I get so sick of hearing about Dan being a good man. Yeah, Ronnie, he's a good man. Somebody gonna bite me. I cannot go home with marks on me. I cannot go home with marks on me. All right. I'm not sure if Peggy Cohen's on here this morning or not. Is there a puppy on my back? There's a puppy one up behind me. Yeah, there he is. See him? Little wood dog. The problem is, he didn't do it, but them little cats get up there also, and she's got a couple of little house plants up there in that light. And I noticed the other morning one of them little plants been beat all to pieces. And she'll come in here and say, "What happened to my plant?" Oh, baby, the winter got it. The wintertime got it. The little cat's working it over. But the only way to stop getting up there is to move my chair. I need my chair right where it's at. All right, Miss North Carolina, Carla. These little cats, I can't. I have to be careful where I put stuff because they like to play on everything. I don't want them to pull anything down on them that might hurt them. Because they will. They climb on everything in here. And so far, there's nothing they could hurt except for that plants. Can I show the kittens? They're playing everywhere right this minute, but they're in here. Here we go. Here's one. Here's one right here. Here we go. There's no one over in that back. I want to show y'all something real quick. Now, this is pitiful. Look in their bed. Look in their bed. Yeah, Buster, you don't even fit. Buster done got in their bed. Buster, it's kind of chilly, Paul, but it's not cold. It's not cold here at all. Anyway, there's the others in here somewhere, but that there, so that's a little Monty there. He hangs out closer to me. They're getting where they come up on the porch. It's really cute because I open the door during the sunshiny days when it's not cold out, and they'll come up on the porch and a little bit new to them, so they're not really sure of it, but they come up there because they want to be around people. And yesterday, G kept the door open all day long, I think, because it's just a beautiful day. And they'd come to the door and they'd look in. It was Simon and little Monty. The other's a little bit more skittish, but they'd look in the door and back up, look in the door and back up, really cute. Guys, we run out of time. We fixed to close up here. I'm going to go in and fix breakfast for Lex and myself. And they're not poisonous. They're playing. They don't eat them. They play in them. Fix breakfast for us, and I'm gonna get out and do some things. I got a project I'm working on, and I'll feed up and Woody, Wood dog. What? I know. I love you too. Y'all have a great day, guys. A great weekend, okay? And I'll see you back here good Lord's willing, on a live Monday morning at 8 o'clock. If you're new, we want to welcome you here. Let us know you're here, where you're from. And there's folks on here who have made friends with each other off this channel. And that thrills me to know it. During the day, they're communicating with each other through text, phone calls, messages, whatever. I love that. And all because of this channel. All because of you guys, okay? So if you're new, let us know. You're welcome, okay? Get on here and let's let us know who you are and where you're from. And you'll hook up, I guarantee you. I don't know about Thomas. You're going to have to be tough. You go to Alaska, ladies. You're going to have to be tough. I love you guys. Y'all take care. Have a great weekend. See you tomorrow on my regular video. If I'm on here, I love y'all.